The movie begins in a quiet neighborhood in Detroit, where a young woman named Rocky dreams of escaping her miserable life forever. She lives with her abusive mother and wants nothing more than to take her little sister far away to California. To get enough money, Rocky teams up with her boyfriend Money and their friend Alex, whose father works for a security company. Together, they rob wealthy houses using Alex's access codes, but the cash they steal is never enough to truly escape. Then Money discovers the perfect target, a blind veteran living alone in an abandoned part of the city, rumored to be hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars inside his house after receiving a settlement for his daughter's death. It sounds like the easiest robbery they've ever planned. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe for more intense movie recaps like this, because this story is about to turn absolutely insane. Late at night, the three quietly approach the old house surrounded by empty buildings and silence. The neighborhood feels dead, almost cursed, but Money is confident the blind man will never even know they're there. They use sleeping gas to knock out the veteran's vicious dog and carefully break inside through the basement. At first, everything goes exactly according to plan. The house is dark and silent, and the old man appears asleep upstairs. But the deeper they move into the house, the stranger the atmosphere becomes. Every floor creaks loudly, every breath echoes through the darkness, and the feeling of danger grows stronger with every step they take. Alex becomes nervous almost immediately. Unlike Money, he does not want to hurt anyone, and Rocky is already starting to regret the entire plan. But Money refuses to leave without the cash. Using the information they gathered earlier, they search for the hidden safe believed to contain the settlement money. After quietly locating it inside the veteran's bedroom closet, they realize they cannot open it without making noise. Alex suggests leaving, but Money ignores him completely and pulls out a gun. The moment he fires into the lock, the explosion echoes through the house like thunder. Upstairs, the blind veteran instantly wakes up. Within seconds, the atmosphere changes completely. The old man moves through the darkness with terrifying precision, slowly walking toward the intruders while listening carefully to every tiny sound they make. Money panics and points the gun at him, but before anyone can react, the veteran attacks with shocking speed and shoots Money dead. The sound of the gunshot freezes Rocky and Alex in absolute terror. Suddenly, they understand this is no helpless old man. He is trained, dangerous, and completely in control of the darkness around them. Rocky and Alex desperately hide while the veteran turns off the lights, making the entire house pitch black. The darkness becomes suffocating as they struggle to breathe quietly enough to survive. The blind man slowly hunts them through the house using only sound, moving with terrifying calm while they shake in fear. Every tiny movement risks exposing their location. Alex accidentally makes noise, forcing the two to run through the house while the veteran chases them like a predator stalking prey. What was supposed to be a simple robbery has transformed into a brutal fight for survival. While searching for another exit, Rocky discovers something horrifying hidden in the basement. Locked inside a secret room is a young woman chained up against her will. The terrified captive reveals that she was responsible for the car accident that killed the veteran's daughter. Instead of accepting the court's decision, the blind man kidnapped her and imprisoned her underground. Rocky is horrified as the woman explains she is now pregnant with the veteran's child. The realization hits hard. The old man is far more monstrous than they ever imagined. Before they can escape together, the veteran suddenly returns downstairs. Panic erupts instantly as the captive woman tries to flee. During the chaos, she accidentally triggers a gun hidden by the veteran, causing it to fire and kill her instantly. The blind man collapses emotionally after realizing the woman carrying his unborn child is dead. But instead of blaming himself, he blames Rocky and Alex for everything. His grief instantly transforms into uncontrollable rage, and now escaping the house becomes almost impossible. The veteran seals the exits and releases his aggressive dog into the house to hunt the intruders down. Rocky and Alex sprint through narrow hallways while the dog tears through rooms searching for them. At one point, Alex barely survives by hiding silently while the veteran stands only inches away from him in complete darkness. The tension becomes unbearable as the old man listens carefully for every breath. One wrong move means death. Watching them trapped inside this nightmare raises one huge question. Would you even survive 5 minutes inside this house? Rocky and Alex eventually split up while trying to find another way out. Alex stumbles into a room and discovers Money's lifeless body lying on the floor. Completely panicked, he accidentally makes noise, allowing the veteran to locate him instantly. The blind man attacks violently, beating Alex mercilessly before stabbing him with garden shears. Believing Alex is dead, the veteran leaves him behind while continuing his hunt for Rocky. Injured and barely conscious, Alex realizes the shears actually pierced Money's corpse beneath him instead of his own body, giving him one final chance to survive. Meanwhile, Rocky crawls through the ventilation system, hoping to escape unnoticed. She finally reaches an opening and desperately kicks the metal grate loose. But just as freedom seems within reach, the veteran grabs her legs and violently drags her back into the house. Rocky fights desperately, but the old man easily overpowers her and knocks her unconscious. When she wakes up, she finds herself tied up in the same basement prison where the captive woman had been held earlier. Terror completely overwhelms her as she realizes exactly what the veteran plans to do next. Rocky begs for mercy, promising she will never tell anyone about what happened inside the house. She tries convincing the veteran that revenge will never bring his daughter back, but the old man coldly explains his twisted logic. He reveals that the rich girl who killed his daughter escaped punishment because of her wealthy family. Eventually, he kidnapped her so she could give him another child and replace the daughter he lost. Now that she is dead, he believes Rocky must take her place. The sheer insanity of his plan leaves Rocky frozen in fear. The veteran opens a freezer and removes a container holding preserved sperm. Calmly, he explains that he is not a rapist because he only wants another child. Rocky screams in horror as he prepares to forcibly impregnate her in the basement. Completely helpless, she struggles against the restraints while the blind man prepares the injection. The scene becomes horrifyingly intense as Rocky realizes no one can hear her cries for help. At the very last second, Alex suddenly appears behind the veteran and smashes him in the head with a hammer. Alex quickly frees Rocky and chains the veteran down before the two run toward the front gate. Rocky furiously attacks the blind man in rage, but Alex forces her to leave before it is too late. Together, they desperately unlock the heavy locks blocking the exit while the veteran struggles behind them. For one brief moment, it finally feels like they might survive, but just as Alex opens the gate, the veteran suddenly appears behind them with a gun and shoots Alex dead instantly. Rocky screams in shock before running outside alone. Rocky races across the yard believing she has finally escaped the nightmare, but the veteran's dog suddenly bursts outside and chases her through the darkness. She barely reaches the car in time, but the dog attacks again and drags away the stolen bag of money. Furious and desperate, Rocky tricks the animal into jumping into the vehicle before locking it inside. She grabs the money and tries escaping again, but before she can run, the veteran sneaks up behind her and knocks her unconscious once more. Rocky wakes up back inside the house with every exit locked again. Completely exhausted and nearly hopeless, she notices the remote control for the home security system nearby. Quietly, she activates the emergency alarm mode, instantly triggering a deafening siren throughout the entire house. Because the explosion that blinded the veteran also heightened his hearing, the unbearable noise completely disorients him. For the first time in the movie, Rocky finally gains an advantage against the terrifying old man hunting her. Using the loud alarm to mask her movements, Rocky attacks the veteran with a crowbar while constantly changing positions so he cannot locate her. The old man swings wildly through the darkness, unable to focus because of the overwhelming sound blasting through the house. As the fight becomes more violent, the veteran loses his balance and crashes down the basement stairs. During the fall, his gun accidentally fires and the bullet strikes him. Rocky watches him collapse, finally believing the nightmare is over at last. Police sirens begin approaching the house while Rocky slowly catches her breath. Covered in blood and trauma, she quietly leaves before officers fully arrive. The next morning, Rocky appears at a train station beside her younger sister, finally preparing to leave Detroit forever. For the first time in the entire movie, there is a brief feeling of peace. She still has the stolen money, and after everything she survived, California finally seems within reach. But even then, the nightmare refuses to completely disappear. While waiting for the train, Rocky sees a news report revealing that the blind veteran survived the gunshot. The media praises him as a heroic blind man who defended himself against violent intruders inside his own home. No one knows about the kidnapped woman hidden in the basement or the horrors that happened inside that house. Rocky also notices something important. The veteran never reported the missing money. By staying silent about the stolen cash, he ensures Rocky stays silent about his crimes as well. Rocky quietly watches the television in disbelief as the veteran's image fills the screen like a respected hero instead of the monster she barely escaped from. The reporter explains how two criminals broke into his home and died during the confrontation, turning the entire story into a tale of bravery rather than horror. Rocky understands instantly that speaking out would only expose her own crimes and possibly destroy her future forever. Around her, ordinary people continue their lives completely unaware of the terrifying nightmare hidden behind the walls of that silent house. The emotional weight of everything she endured finally crashes down on her as she looks at her younger sister waiting beside her with hope in her eyes. The movie ends with the chilling realization that the nightmare technically never truly ended because the blind veteran is still alive somewhere out there. If you enjoyed this intense recap of Don't Breathe, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Great Animation Recaps, and turn on notifications for more insane movie breakdowns like this.